Welcome to our exploration of a significant yet often overlooked aspect of American history, Sundown Towns and the role of the Negro Motorist Green Book. Sundown towns were communities that practiced racial segregation by excluding non-white individuals, particularly African Americans after sunset. These towns were prevalent across the United States, especially from the late 19th century through the mid-20th century. The term Sundown Town comes from the signs that were posted at the town's borders, warning black people to leave by sundown. The Negro Motorist Green Book, often simply called the Green Book, was an annual guidebook for African American travelers. It was first published in 1936 by Victor Hugo Green, a black postal worker from Harlem. The Green Book provided a list of safe places for black travelers to eat, sleep, and refuel during their journeys across the country. This guide was essential for African Americans navigating the dangers of sundown towns and other forms of racial discrimination. Sundown towns were not just a relic of the past, they have had lasting impacts on the social and economic fabric of the United States. Even today, there are towns with histories of exclusion that continue to affect the lives of black people. Driving through or living in these areas can still be fraught with tension and danger for African Americans. Understanding the history of sundown towns and the Green Book is crucial for recognizing the ongoing challenges faced by black people in America. It sheds light on the resilience and resourcefulness of African American communities in the face of systemic racism. Join us as we delve deeper into this important chapter of American history. In the early to mid-20th century, many towns across the United States enforced unwritten rules that prohibited African Americans from being present after sunset. These were known as sundown towns. They were often marked by signs that read, "Nigger, don't let the sun set on you here," highlighting the blatant racism that pervaded society. For black people, driving through or near sundown towns was a perilous endeavor. The fear of being caught in these areas after dark was very real and could lead to violent confrontations or even death. The Green Book, a travel guide for African Americans, was created to help black travelers navigate these dangerous areas by listing safe places to stay and eat. While many sundown towns have faded into history, some still exist today, often under the radar. The legacy of these towns continues to impact the lives of African Americans. The existence of sundown towns serves as a stark reminder of the deep-seated racism that still pervades American society. It is crucial to acknowledge and address this history to move towards a more inclusive future. Despite the challenges, African Americans have shown incredible resilience and strength, continuing to fight for equality and justice in the face of adversity. In response to the dangers of traveling as an African American, Victor Hugo Green, a postal worker from Harlem, created the Negro Motorist Green Book in 1936. This guidebook was a crucial resource during a time when segregation and racial discrimination were rampant across the United States. The Green Book aimed to provide safe travel routes and highlight businesses that welcomed black travelers, including hotels, restaurants, and service stations. It was more than just a travel guide. It was a lifeline for black motorists navigating the treacherous landscape of Jim Crow America. The Green Book listed establishments that were safe for black travelers, helping them avoid the humiliation and danger of being turned away or worse. It was a beacon of hope and safety in an otherwise hostile environment. The impact of the Green Book extended beyond just travel. It fostered a sense of community and solidarity among African Americans, providing them with the confidence to explore and enjoy their country despite the pervasive racism. Sundown towns were areas where black people were not welcome after dark, and the Green Book was essential in helping them avoid these dangerous places. Unfortunately, some sundown towns still exist today, and black drivers continue to face discrimination and harassment in certain areas. The legacy of the Green Book lives on as a testament to the resilience and resourcefulness of the African American community. It serves as a reminder of the progress made and the challenges that still persist in the fight for equality and justice. Life in sundown towns was fraught with danger for African Americans. These towns, which were predominantly white, enforced strict racial segregation, often through unwritten rules and violent enforcement. Public spaces, including parks and restaurants, were often off limits. Signs would blatantly declare whites only, and the threat of violence loomed large for anyone who dared to defy these restrictions. If a black person was found in town after dark, they could face harassment, violence, or worse. The term Sundown Town itself comes from the practice of posting signs that warned black people to leave by sundown. The Green Book became a beacon of hope, guiding families and travelers to safer havens. This travel guide listed businesses and homes that were safe for African Americans, providing a lifeline in a hostile environment. Even today, the legacy of sundown towns persists. While the explicit signs are gone, the underlying racial tensions and segregation can still be felt. Black people driving through certain areas may still experience heightened scrutiny and fear. Many African Americans recount stories of being pulled over for minor infractions or simply for driving while black. The fear of being in the wrong place at the wrong time remains a real concern. Research shows that some sundown towns still exist in practice, if not in name. The fight for true equality and safety continues as communities work to dismantle these remnants of a painful past. The Green Book's legacy lives on as a reminder of the resilience and resourcefulness of those who navigated a segregated America. It stands as a testament to the enduring struggle for freedom and equality. The legacy of sundown towns and the Green Book is still felt today. These towns, which were once off-limits to black people after dark, have left an indelible mark on the landscape of America. While many of these towns have changed over time, the systemic racism that created them lingers. The signs may be gone, but the memories and the impact remain. Black people driving through these areas often faced harassment, violence, and even death if they were found in these towns after sundown. The Green Book not only served as a travel guide, but also as a testament to the resilience of African Americans in the face of adversity. It provided a lifeline, offering safe havens and routes for black travelers navigating a hostile and segregated America. Sundown towns may not have the same overt signs today, but their existence is still a reality. Many black people still feel unsafe driving through certain areas, especially at night. The fear and caution that the Green Book once addressed are still relevant in many parts of the country. The legacy of these towns is a reminder of the deep-seated racism that has shaped American society. The Green Book stands as a symbol of the struggle and the strength of the black community, highlighting the need for continued vigilance and advocacy for racial equality. Today, the stories of sundown towns and the Green Book are crucial in understanding the history of racial discrimination in America. They remind us of the progress made and the work still needed to ensure that all people can travel freely and safely, regardless of their race. The impact and legacy of sundown towns and the Green Book continue to resonate, urging us to confront the past and strive for a more inclusive and just future. Understanding the history of sundown towns and the Green Book is crucial in recognizing the struggles for civil rights and equality. It reminds us of the work still needed to ensure that every person can travel freely and safely, regardless of their race. But what happens when black people drive through sundown towns today? Unfortunately, the legacy of these towns still lingers. While many sundown towns have officially disbanded, the underlying prejudices and dangers persist. Black drivers often face heightened scrutiny, racial profiling, and even threats of violence when passing through areas with a history of racial exclusion. These towns may not have the explicit signs anymore, but the unwritten rules remain. The fear and anxiety that black travelers experience are real and present. It's a stark reminder that the fight for equality and safety on the roads is far from over. Sundown towns still exist in various forms today, and it's crucial to acknowledge and address this ongoing issue. By understanding the past and recognizing the present challenges, we can work towards a future where everyone can travel without fear. Thank you for joining us in this exploration. Let's continue to learn from the past to create a better future for all. Subscribe, like, and share.